of Oregon.
Gentleman is recognized for 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This really ought to be called Jake's Law after 3-year-old Jake Hurley of Wilsonville, Oregon. In February, before the Oversight and Investigation Subcommittee, Jake's father, Peter, testified about how Jake contracted salmonella from eating peanut butter products from Peanut Corporation of America in Georgia. In January, Jake became sick. His doctors tried to convince his parents, what does he like to eat? They recommended some food products. As it turned out, those very food products in their home were contaminated with salmonella that came about because of PCA. So when Stuart Parnell, the PCA president, testified before our Oversight Committee, I asked him, would you like to sample some of the products that you sent out to little kids like Jake and other Americans to eat? His response, he took the Fifth Amendment. Thankfully, Jake recovered, but 9 people died from the outbreak, and at least 691 people, half of them children, were sickened. If PCA had to follow a law like this, that would require a fully functioning food safety plan at food production facilities, traceability of the food chain, increased inspection, and recall authority from FDA, there's a good chance that the salmonella outbreak could have been avoided, and Jake and hundreds of others never would have been poisoned. Because of Jake's story and others like it, we uncovered in bipartisan O&I food safety hearings since 2007. We now have a bipartisan piece of legislation here to pass the House of Representatives, and I urge your support for it, for the food safety of our country and the citizens who live here. Thank you. I would be happy to yield to the chairman.
I want to compliment the gentleman on his comments, and I want to praise him for his valuable and important contribution to the legislation. As he has said, this is how legislation should be done, bipartisan, and we have gone across the aisle, but we've also gone between committees working with the distinguished chairman of the Agriculture Committee. I commend the gentleman and thank him.
And I thank the gentleman for his comments, and I yield back the balance of my time.